Yep, there it is. The onset of post-anime depression due to Sword Art Online finally ending. Now pick yourself up, because SAO Progressive is on the horizon, and you can watch these 5 game anime like Sword Art Online while you wait. Number 1. 7 Senses of the Reunion. Our main character is Haruto, and he spends the majority of his free time playing the MMORPG Union with his friends. Even though they are only in elementary school, they are hands down the strongest players in the entire game. One day, they decide to take on a new quest, and during a fight, Haruto makes a mistake, causing Asahi to die in-game. They are completely heartbroken by their defeat, and they all decide it's best to log out and go to Asahi's house. Upon arrival, they find out that Asahi suffered a fatal heart attack at the exact same moment she died in-game. This tragic incident causes Haruto to quit playing games altogether and causes Union to get shut down. Now, 6 years later, a new version of the game named Reunion is about to launch, and Haruto decides to give the game a chance. During his very first mission, he opens up a treasure chest to find what seems to be Asahi alive and well, with no memory of the past 6 years. It's now up to Haruto to reconcile with his old friends and crack the mystery surrounding the ghost of Asahi. Of course, this anime is like Sword Art Online primarily due to the VR MMO setting. Then we also have an instance of death in-game turning into death in real life. Overall, 7 Senses of the Reunion is a decent anime. It's quite literally just a cross between Anohana and Sword Art Online. So if you've seen both of those, then you will know exactly how this story plays out. Honestly, there was way too much resemblance to Anohana for my liking, but be sure to give it a try for yourself. If you find something new to watch, then be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Number 2. Infinite Dendrogram. Our protagonist is a young man named Reiji, and he recently purchased the game Infinite Dendrogram. Infinite Dendrogram is a full-dive VR MMO that has the amazing ability to stimulate all 5 human senses, and is so advanced that the NPCs are almost indistinguishable from the human players. Reiji enters into the game to realize that this is obviously a completely different experience from any other video game out there, and with a little bit of help from his overpowered brother named Shu, Reiji is able to complete his first quest and begins to understand just how vast and intricate this virtual world is. This anime follows Reiji on his adventure through the game alongside his partner and weapon, Nemesis. Infinite Dendrogram is similar to Sword Art Online due to the full dive technology that is almost a perfect remake of reality. Overall, this anime doesn't do anything new for the genre, and it's probably not going to blow you away. What it does have, however, is a carefree vibe and a fun enough story that allows you to just turn your brain off while watching. This next one is a movie, but trust me, you don't want to overlook it. Number 3. Summer Wars. In this world, the internet has basically been taken over by a virtual reality known as Oz. Oz is used for absolutely everything, from playing games, to business deals, to government, and even taxes. This was all made possible due to the allegedly impenetrable virtual security. Now, Kenji is a high school boy who currently works a part-time job maintaining Oz, though he quickly abandons his position when his crush Natsuki invites him on a summer trip. He comes to find out that this summer trip is actually a birthday party for Natsuki's 90-year-old grandmother, and it's not until meeting said grandmother that he realizes he was brought along on this trip to play the role of Natsuki's fiancé. Of course, Kenji is rather worn out from all this, so he lays down for the night when all of a sudden he receives a weird text message containing a long and complicated math riddle. Now, Kenji just so happens to enjoy these sort of puzzles, and he stays up most of the night cracking the code. Though upon waking up the next morning, he realizes that the code he cracked was actually the security network guarding Oz, and somebody is now using his avatar to cause chaos and destruction in the real and virtual world. Summer Wars is like Sword Art Online due to the intermingling of the real and virtual world. This movie shows what could happen to the real world if humans begin to rely too heavily on the internet and technology. There's not a whole lot of direct similarities, but to me, the world of Oz just felt a lot like Sword Art Online's augmented reality. Honestly, I was surprised with how much I enjoyed this movie, so I highly recommend you give it a chance. Next up, we have an anime of many names, but my personal favorite would be The Rising of the Shield Lolly. Number 4, Bofuri. Kaide is one of those people that us veterans would call a complete and utter noob. She knows almost nothing about VR MMOs, but she decides to try out New World Online after receiving an invitation from a close friend. However, due to her fear of pain and a lack of game knowledge, Kaide winds up dumping all of her stat points into defense. Of course, this is normally a terrible idea, but it turns out this type of build opens the door to numerous unexpected exploits. For example, Kaide unlocks the total defense skill very early on, which basically makes it so she can't be damaged by monsters. There is also a time where she defeats a monster that the developers intended to be impossible, and this causes her to unlock a completely overpowered skill. This anime follows Kaide as she unlocks more and more broken skills, all the while accumulating an assortment of unique and powerful allies. Bofuri is similar to Sword Art Online due to the VR MMO setting, but other than that, they're pretty different. SAO spends most of its time focusing on serious drama, while Bofuri does everything in its power to be completely ridiculous and absolutely hilarious. So no, Bofuri isn't going to give you that death game feel, but trust me, there is plenty of epic moments that will keep you on the edge of your seat. And honestly, I like this anime more than SAO. I'm always surprised at how much of a divide there is in the SAO community on whether this anime is completely god tier or completely trash. Number 5, Log Horizon. 30,000 gamers suddenly find themselves trapped inside of Elder Tale, a popular MMORPG which just released its 12th expansion. Our main character and protagonist is Shiro. No, not that Shiro. Though honestly, they do have a lot in common. Anyways, Log Horizon Shiro and his two friends Natsugu and Akatsuki band together to try and get a grasp of the current state of Elder Tale. They quickly realize that they are unable to log out of the game, and this has caused the current player base to be thrown into complete chaos. On top of this, the in-game characters previously known as NPCs seem to have become self-aware, and you can't really tell the difference from an NPC to a human player. Now Shiro, together with the major guilds of Elder Tale, quickly form a makeshift government, all the while searching for a way to return home to Earth. Obviously, Log Horizon has a lot in common with Sword Art Online due to the whole trapped inside an MMORPG type of setting. That being said, don't assume they're copy and pastes of one another. Sword Art Online is all about following a single overpowered character who more or less just uses brute force to deal with all of his issues, while Log Horizon on the other hand follows a master strategist as he explores the extent of the MMO setting. Basically, if you are looking for a power fantasy anime, then this isn't it. But if you want to see a story that thoroughly fleshes out every possible aspect of what living inside of an MMORPG could be like, then Log Horizon is for you. Before you go, let's see if you're able to guess what waifu this is. Leave your guess in the comments. Allow me to say thank you to my lovely patrons. And how about you go check out my video on 5 anime better than Sword Art Online. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope to see you next time.